Hey, my water signs, how's it going? Empress Vibrant here, how are you doing? Hope everybody is blessed. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment for your personal readings. All the information is in the description box below. Let's get into it. See what messages are going on for you water signs. We're talking about you, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I'm going on for the water signs. What's the overall energy for the water signs, please? Take the messages as they resonate. They will not resonate with everybody. However, it doesn't, then please check your sun, moon, and rising signs, as you may get more messages on those other readings. Okay, anything else? Overall energy. Okay. So the first card that we have, my lovely water signs, is fulfillment. So when we are actually dealing with fulfillment, we are talking about moving towards completions and feeling fruitful and feeling as though we've done what it is that we need to do. Now, bearing in mind, this is Mercury retrograde, so I know that for some of you, there is a delay in things getting sorted out. For some of you, this is invoices. For some of you, this is to do with completing tasks, having certain things set in place. But just know that although Mercury retrograde is playing a bit of a number when it comes to the delay in things, the things that you've already put your hand to, they are coming. This is what this fulfillment is. And there's an energy of fulfillment coming. You're going to feel so brilliant once you've recognized that actually I've put in a lot of work before things started to slow down. So don't beat up on yourself and don't be so negative about the situation as it stands. So for anyone who is dealing with this huge amount of slowdown, bless me, true word. Anyone who's feeling quite frustrated around this, there is fulfillment coming. There is fruitful endeavors coming. You will feel fulfilled in the sense that you are working towards the things that you know is going to be for your greater good. You're going to feel great, but it's about taking your time. It's about looking into yourself a bit more deeper. It's about being kind to yourself. And when we're talking about fulfillment, this is ensuring that we are not just looking at things on a, on a material plane, so having things, doing things. We're talking about feeling fulfilled on the inside, spiritual fulfillment, cultivating a energy of peace, calm, and tranquility. Because with you water signs, we know that we're dealing with the emotions, we're dealing with feelings, we're dealing with movement, dreaming, intuition, nurturing. There's a lot of energy that comes from you guys, a lot of beautiful energy. And where sometimes you could be in the throes of feeling great, there is also an energy that you can definitely be knocked off of your square when the energy shifts. So recognize that, yes, there might be a slight shift in how things go and how you feel. However, at the end of this is fulfillment. All of what you're going through is for you to be able to get to a stage where you are ready and you're willing to celebrate and you're able to say, oh, it's been a long road, but I got there in the end. It allowed me to look at myself, do some more self-healing, some self-care, all of those things that always support us moving forward. And sometimes when we're just raring to go and we just want to get stuff done, sometimes we don't have the time to pause, to really reflect on what really matters, which is your spiritual fulfillment, your spiritual growth, and your emotional state, your mental state. All of these things need to be looked after and nurtured. Yes, get the bag, sort out what you got to sort out, jet set, sort your home, decorate, whatever it is that you're doing that is helping you move your business. Water signs are quite energetic in the sense that they like to get things done, but at the same time, there is a whimsical side of you as well. And there's a side where you can be swept away by the currents of, I don't know, sometimes fantasy and sometimes a bit of love. And, sometimes you can be swept away in what it is that you perceive as what your reality should be, instead of really tapping into the fullness thereof, of what it is that you can cultivate, what you have within you, your strengths, and all of those things, and brushing upon those weaknesses and just allowing yourself to be gentle and kind and to grow, because like it is fulfillment and fruition. So there is coming towards an end of a cycle, it almost feels like, for you, where you've been able to reflect. In this time of Mercury retrograde, you're going to get some time to be able to reflect a bit more, dig a bit more deeper, do some more meditation and healing. That's definitely going to support you. See, I said meditation and healing, and then we've got courage. So for you, the courage to face those things that feel uncomfortable, the courage to have those conversations that are less than desirable. And we know that with Mercury retrograde, there could be some issues with the communication. So please think before you speak, and really, really listen and hear what's being said to you, opposed to reacting to what you think you heard, or, be very mindful of that, especially if you're feeling very emotional. Certain times it could take you to a place where you're extremely defensive and you're not really having your walls down enough, or having the courage to be open enough to allow yourself to feel or to become or to be different. Don't be stuck in one way of doing things. Don't just be stuck, in, well, I said I was going to do this, because things change. Allow yourself that fluidity to expand and to change, and have the courage to speak up. Be open. Be courageous in your self-care. Be courageous in your self-love. Be courageous in how much you put yourself out there for yourself and others, because you have a huge amount of love to give, my lovely water signs. And you also have a lot of great ideas and skills and abilities. So have the courage to step out and do something brand new. And have the courage to also recognize that it's not always about taking action straight away. Be encouraged and be courageous in your ability to plan, and your ability to do things in your own way, not to people please, and not to hold up this facade, behave in a certain way because you know that people look at you a certain way, so you have to do things in a certain way. Be courageous in stepping outside of the box. Be courageous in, just being. I want to find out what this is. I'm going to look into the tarot. Get some clarification on the fulfillment, please. Clarification on fulfillment. It's come up again. It's definitely meant to be. And clarification on fulfillment. Thank you. Wow. These cards came out beforehand. So, with fulfillment, like I said, we're moving towards feeling great, feeling accomplished, but also we know that there is a time, this is a time of quite slow movement. So possibly this slow movement is making you feel quite lost. Five of Pentacles talks about feeling left out, feeling out, like looking on the outside, looking in. Maybe for some of you, you're looking at other people and it seems like they have it all together. They're getting on with it. Why is things moving so slow for me? Why am I always the one trailing behind? Why do things not work for me? So there's a whole sort of from the outside looking in, there's this like feeling lost and left out and out of place, and feeling judged, and feeling like you're not being nurtured. When really, soon enough, like I said, fulfillment is on its way. You know, maybe this energy is to do with some of the old thought patterns, and like we said, with what's going on in the skies right about now, when we're dealing with the Sagittarius, with the Sagittarius planet, and we're dealing with the fact that the Sagittarius energy, okay, is dealing with restructuring, breaking down of old thought patterns, breaking down of perceptions, redirecting, reconfiguring the mind, doing things differently, structuring yourself differently. And maybe this is some old energy that you're working through, always feeling left out, always feeling hard done by. And maybe now you're starting to get out of this, licking your wounds and feeling sorry for yourself, into actually empowering yourself, you know, and recognizing that you've got a lot going for you. You're very, very fruitful, very, very fruitful, you know, and that this is something that we are moving away from. This is why things are slowing down for you, so that it gives you a chance to look after yourself, reflect, and to get into some of that spiritual cultivation. We also have the Knight of Cups, so an offer. So there is an offer of love and partnership. There is an offer of sharing of emotions, sharing of ideas. This possibly could be new love. This possibly is partnerships working together. This is family, friends. This is sharing, you know, emotions, sharing ideas, you know, helping throughout the healing process as well. So possibly for some of you, this is new love. So it's exciting, you know, and you're feeling quite fruitful in that aspect, like things are moving. And for some of you, this is to do with just feeling connected, you know, being able to feel comfortable to share your emotions, to share how you're feeling, you know, and maybe that takes a lot of courage for you to do so. Maybe you sharing your emotions and things of that nature makes you feel, you know, makes you feel vulnerable. Because when we are sharing our emotions and our feelings, it talks about healing. You know, it's not just about love, it talks about healing. It talks about looking after yourself. Maybe that takes a lot of courage to do, because some of us don't necessarily want to look at those particular hard parts or things that are a little bit more harder to swallow, you know. Some of you, you know that you haven't gone the extra mile for yourself or anybody else in times when you really could have, you know, and sometimes it's quite hard to look at where you've come up short, you know. So let's look into that courage. How far that courage is here for water signs. There you go. The courage to step out and do something brand new. And then we've got the Six of Wands. Recognition and reward. So you see, when you're courageous and you step out of your comfort zone and you do things that are different to what is expected of you, and you get out of your own way And you're not just doing things because people expect you to do it, or because you've been doing it from thy kingdom come, like it's supposed to be the be all and end all of who you are. Recognition, you get recognition of your healing journey, and you get rewards, spiritual rewards, physical rewards, for showing up, for your courage, for your healing, for the fulfillment that you show and that you see that is present in your life. You know, when you really look into it, there is so much recognition and so much reward in just letting go of the need to impress anybody, the need to prove yourself to anybody, you know, having to feel like, you know, you're on the outside looking in, so I've got to prove myself, I've got to have this, I've got to have that. You know, when you actually allow yourself space to be courageous in just doing you, irrespective of what's going on, there is huge recognition and huge reward. You know, and that doesn't mean to say you do things just for that recognition, but once you do something that is outside of your comfort zone, and that you truly do in a way where you have to dig deep, and you've shifted the narrative, or you've shifted your way of thinking, and you've done something differently, there is much blessings that come towards you. We're talking about the abundance, the blessings, you know, the prosperity, the understanding, that spiritual growth that we're all needing, that's going to cultivate this feeling of fulfillment that is actually on its way. And then we've got the 10 of Wands, the end of an arduous task. Things have been difficult. Yes, water signs, I hear you. All of you, Cancers, my Pisces and my Scorpios, I know it's been a long and hard and arduous task. And you've been carrying these wands, you've been carrying these issues, you've been carrying these feelings, these emotions, the setbacks, the disappointments, the betrayals. You've been carrying a lot. Okay, but we're at the 10, so this is the end of a cycle. So there again, when you're able to be courageous and really get into that healing space, and you're actually able to level with yourself and to take some time for self-care, you really recognize that it's going to be beneficial. There is much reward in being courageous, okay? In the healing and the receiving of love and support. You know, not always seeing yourself as the outsider, although at times you have felt this way, and yes, it's valid. At times you have been the outsider, but at certain times you have blocked your blessings because you've seen yourself as such and carried and held that energy, and have drawn people to you who have then in turn treated you that way. So please take the time to really, really recognize that there are great things on the horizon. Fruitful and fulfillment is on the horizon for you, water signs. It's very, very beautiful, but be courageous and understand that the end of the hard times is coming. This is the end of a cycle, end of seeing things in a certain way, doing things in a certain way. This is a brand new way of being. Very, very lovely. And into the angel answer cards. What else should the water signs know? What should the water signs? What should the water signs? What do they need to know? Okay. So communicate clearly. Don't keep things to your chest. Communicate clearly and openly so that you're able to ensure that you are being heard and that you're also listening. When you communicate clearly, it means that you have an intention. So don't just open your mouth for no reason. Be intentional about what comes out of your mouth. Think about what it is that you're speaking about. Be clear in your intentions, and also be clear in the hearing of the responses so that you're able to really get what it is that you're supposed to hear from this situation, in this communication. And we know that Mercury retrograde, it's not the best time, certain times, to have certain conversations, but it's necessary to work through whatever it is that is going to come out. That is why I caution you to take the time to set your intentions, and that you are willing to be open to hear. Okay, because I know there's a lot of emotions. For some of you, you're feeling very outside of yourself right now, feeling a little bit sorry for yourself. And for some of you, you're feeling quite left out and on the outside looking in. But communicate how you're feeling clearly, my lovely water signs. And then it says it's up to you. And indeed, it's always up to you. It's up to you whether or not you heed the advice. It's up to you whether or not you're ready right now to take on board this healing journey. Whether or not you're ready to fully let go. It's actually up to you. But in knowing that, it's up to you. You take the responsibility for whatever it is that comes out. So what you don't put in, don't expect to see anything. You get in what you put in, and you get out what you put in at the end of the day. So it's up to you how you show up. It's up to you how you use your energy of courageous, your courageous energy. It's up to you how you show up. It's up to you how you're looking to be fruitful in this world. It's up to you how you accept the love and share of your emotions and share of your skills and your ideas. It's completely up to you. Okay, it's up to you how you deal with the weight that you carry on your shoulders and in your heart and in your mind. It's up to you how you go about healing that. But allow yourself to communicate clearly. And it's completely up to you how in which you do this. Let's get some words of affirmation and words of encouragement from a gentle heart for the soul. Water signs. Thank you. So the first one we've got is money equals energy. It flows in and out. Yes. Money equals energy. It flows in and it flows out. That's right. So we don't hold on to it for dear life. We let it go on and circulate and come back to us. That's right. Amen. I notice signs and symbols around me guiding me on my path. Amen. So not only are you know that there's time of fulfillment coming, you're actually seeing the signs and the symbols that are guiding you along your path. So you're starting to see a bit more clearly about what's necessary and what are the next steps. I love money and money loves me. Yes, indeed. That's right. So you are able to cultivate this energy where there is no lack mentality, where we were talking about this, moving away from this lack mentality, feeling left out like you don't have. And for some of you, this is financial, and for some of you, that's more to do with emotions and stability. But I love money and money loves me is a good mantra for severing the nervousness around whether money's going to circulate back to you, because as you bring it out, it comes back anyway. Money loves me, you know what I'm saying? I love money, money loves me, so it's always going to come back. So there's no need for me to worry. And last but not least, we've got I believe in myself. Yes, I believe in myself. We have a mad glare because of the lighting, but I believe in myself. Please do remember that. For you to trust in yourself, believe in the process, Trust in the process, trust in your abilities, trust in your skills, trust in the fact that you have healing that is taking place right now within you, and that you have ownership over how you show up and how you interact with the world and the people around you. Okay? Be courageous in doing things differently and not waiting for the world to give you a handout or a leg up. Do this for yourself and you will see the rewards. Don't wait for somebody else to be your cheerleader. You cheer yourself on, okay, at the end of the day, because that is going to give you the recognition and the reward in the end once the fulfillment and the fruitfulness is seen. So my lovely, lovely, lovely water signs, that has been your reading. Hope it was beneficial and I hope there was something for you. Like I said, if it doesn't resonate, please check your sun, moon and rising signs. All the information for your personal readings are in the description box below. And please like, share, subscribe and comment. Take care, everybody. Blessings.